impart their knowledge of having several groups, probably 15 groups of students from MIT and the Hong Kong universities coming together. And hopefully that's been great for you. I'd like to thank Marina Chan, our executive director, Nick and Charlotte, who I think's all work from their skill set, and Edward, who I think is around checking people in for their hard work during this time. Our students, a couple words to you. Thanks for doing it. This is the culmination of 2 weeks of hard work, and I know you'll do well. That's always the way it comes out. It's just a little nerve-wracking before you get it over with. So hang in there, it'll be fine, and I'd like to thank you guys for coming, and stay in touch. Stay in touch with each other. It's an experience that you'll remember the rest of your life. So thank you for coming, good luck, and give us a show.
Thank you, Professor Sodini. May we now invite Ms. Gigi Chong, Assistant General Manager of Digital and Experience Innovation, Terminal and Passenger Experience of the Airport Authority Hong Kong, to share a few words with us.
Thank you all. Good morning. And first of all, thank you very much for MIT for having this program with us for over 5 years. I joined a few years before as well. I talked to Marina this morning. It's still very impressive to have many bright students with us every year, share their ideas, and also brainstorm with us. And this year, I know the topic is on the accessibility. Do you know how many wheelchair passengers or PRMs that we handled every day or every month? John is smiling happily because he's the one who handled the wheelchair passengers daily with us in the airport. Yeah, at peak, there could be as much as over 40,000 wheelchair passengers that we handled. And when we talk about accessibility, it's a bigger topic. It's far more than just for wheelchair passengers. What I want to say is, as an airport, now we have commissioned the 3 runway, the 3rd runway, the 3RS system, and we are expanding our facilities, preparing the commissioning of the new terminal. And also, we have just announced a lot of new expansion projects, like our Skytopia projects. If some of you have read the news, it will be a new expansion of our blueprint, to the marine recreation activities, art hub, etc. What we are doing is to make Hong Kong Airport not only a transport hub or a transportation hub. We are more than that, and we want to make Hong Kong IA as a destination. And with that in mind, the passenger experience in our heart, and also a key topic. And we also want to provide a good experience to those in need. As a caring company, so accessibility is really a very important topic. That we brainstorm quite a lot of ideas to enhance their experience, to give them seamless engagement in our airport. So I look forward to hear all your ideas today and brainstorm together with you to see what we can do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chong. Now let's move on to the much-awaited student pitches. To get ready for today's showcase, MIT and Hong Kong students from Smart Airport Challenge program spent 12 days working alongside industry partners to come up with impactful ideas, which they will present in a moment. We have a short clip to give you a glimpse of the program experience. Please enjoy.
My name is Juan.
I'm Haverme.
I'm Max.
I'm Fabiana. My name is Karen.
My name is Ivan.
I think for me the biggest takeaway is iterating on ideas. The experience of working with people from Hong Kong, from different universities, different backgrounds, allows for MEMC to be like this melting pot of different ideas where we're all thinking completely different things on how to solve a problem. And it's a very valuable thing to see how you can go from an initial idea, find problems with it, change your idea completely. It was a really rewarding process, but also it was harder than I initially realized it would be.
I think it's cool that we get to visit the airport as well, just to like kind of see, and then having like chats with the mentors from the airport is also really helpful.
The opportunity of working with Hong Kong's International Airport, which is famous, is an amazing airport, has an amazing team, and at the same time to mix with people from different parts of the world with different disciplines to tackle challenges that are actually meaningful, I think is definitely the best part.
When I was in school, I usually like think out the solution before thinking of the problem. Meanwhile, in the boot camp, I'm thinking like searching for a lot of problems and also like finding out which one is the pain point, meanwhile which one is a vitamin.
I think for me the China trip was overall a pretty inspiring one. I haven't been to China in I would say a decade now, but seeing like going back to China, learning about how much it's changed, it was pretty inspiring.
I would say like if you're an MIT student and you want to experience something very new and different, but at the same time using the same things and tools that MIT already gave you, like how to work in different groups, but experiencing in a different country with people with different background, it's definitely a must to be part of MIT.
You know, if you love this entrepreneurship side of MIT and really getting to dive into the experience of it without fully creating your own company, this is the perfect program for you.
Overall, I thought the program was great and I had a lot of fun and I learned a lot as well. Yeah.
If you're thinking about joining this program, you should.
Thank you, thank you. To assess the student pitches, we are honored to introduce our panel of judges. They are Ms. Gigi Chong, Assistant General Manager, Digital and Experience Innovation, Terminal and Passenger Experience, Airport Authority, Hong Kong. Thank you. Mr. John Gerard, General Manager of Hong Kong Operations, Plaza Premium Group. Ms. Jennifer Che, President and Managing Director of Eagle IP Limited. Mr. Raymond Chu, Associate Director of University Collaborations and Entrepreneurship, Hong Kong Science and Technology Park. Judges, thank you for your time. Each team will have 7 minutes for their live pitch, followed by 5 minutes of Q&A from the judges. Now, before we begin, let's take a photo together with everyone in the room. So may we now invite everyone to look at our photographer at the front. Thank you so much. Well, let the show begin. So may we first invite Team Rover.
Good morning, everyone. We are Team 7, and this is our project, Rover. So we noticed at the airport, the experience of the mobilely impaired user is different than the average. They have increased stress as they navigate. They have longer wait times to receive their wheelchair. And overall, they just have higher service fees and don't have any food or shopping options, which limits their independence. One such solution is the MyHKG app, which at the time has food delivery options. However, these are only non-perishable goods. While it suggests mobile ordering, it does not deliver it to you. And so this leads us to Mary Beth. Mary Beth is a retired teacher. She's 53 years old, and she's going to the Hong Kong airport. But she's frustrated by the complex technology there. She feels stuck in place because she can't independently navigate. She wants to feel included in the overall experience, but she doesn't want to be an inconvenience to others. Because of these problems, we introduce a revolutionary idea. Introducing Rover, a robotic food delivery service inside the airport. How does it work? 3 simple steps. First, someone enters the airport, goes through security. Second, they arrive at their gate, receive an iPad, and from there, they can place an order on the Rover app. Third, the order is placed, the food is put in the Rover robot, and delivered to them. Simple. Let's look at a technical breakdown. The robot itself has a camera and sensors to navigate the airport and move through crowds. It also has a cash payment option on it for anyone who doesn't want to use card or mobile service. It has temperature control on the inside to control heating and cooling options for the food or drink that is requested, as well as space for other shopping things that you may request. Along with this, airport maintenance staff will do daily fixing and cleaning of the Rover. And to reach your location, on the iPad, you will scan your mobile boarding pass, and then once you have done that and place your order, you'll scan it again on the Rover to open the robot and receive your food.
Yeah, so now that we understand the technical breakdown, we can look at the iPad app interface. So you click Order Now, and this is where you scan your boarding pass, we get the gate, and we deliver to that gate. And this is the user interface. You can see we have restaurants with the ratings and price range, and we also have shopping. And we also have the type of store that it is on the app. And so let's say I want to order some Moonbucks. I click in, I have a list of all of the different drinks. I can click Iced Black Coffee. It gives me an expected wait time as well as allergies, and then I can click Order. And so these are the different types of payment options that we have, and you can also pay in cash. So then if you click Proceed to Payment, you can scan, or when the robot arrives, you can leave cash inside so that we can accommodate people who don't have these payment options. As you can see, the app is super simple and easy to use. It's really intuitive because we wanted to cater to an elderly demographic, which is the majority of wheelchair users. And so next, we have a lot of benefits for our app. So first, we have the direct access to information. So because the shopping, the food is all built into the app, the user can scroll through and see what the airport has available without traveling everywhere or going to kiosks and looking at the different maps on the airport. And so this will increase the passenger usage as well as allow them to access more airport facilities. And so next, we have the equity and inclusivity. Because we are allowing the mobility impaired to eat and shop without having to wheel their wheelchair around or pay a large fee, which currently is the option, it allows them to be more included and also feel more comfortable when they're at the airport. And so we also have data collection for merchants. So because we're going to be collecting passenger buying data and just purchasing as well, we can sell these to the different merchants and businesses so that they can understand their customers better. And because the customers also have more access to the apps, they will have more customer just in general. And then lastly, we are trying to decrease the understaffing problem that the airport currently has. So the rovers can navigate autonomously around the airport, so the staff don't have to wheel a wheelchair user to the shopping or the food stations, and then they can work on helping with other problems instead, like reducing wheelchair weight for other mobility impaired users.
So apart from the benefits that you just mentioned, we believe what really makes us stand out to our competitors is the fact that we can actually be inside the airport feasibly. So as you can see, our Rover, it can also generate more potential revenue than current manual delivery options, as our Rovers do not require wages and they can operate 24/7. As well as compared to wheelchair agents, they can operate more efficiently as they can drive it in fleets rather than just one-on-one. For our market sizing, we believe that we have tremendous market growth as around 57% of all the users in the airport shop every year. And if we in the beginning, if we're just able to reach out wheelchair and elderly users who shop in the airport, we're able to obtain quite a large market share. This is also generated from the percentage of payment and delivery fees, our robot units, and our system subscription. Next. So for our go-to-market strategy, we will focus on 3 key phases. So the first would be promotion. This would be done through collaborating with different NGOs in Hong Kong to promote Rover as a tool for accessibility as well as inclusivity. And then we would distribute our system to the airport and Business Insight so that they can integrate their current technology. And then lastly, sales. How we generate sales is through self-service systems, as we would provide tablets for customers to order and buy their goods, and then we can deliver to them straight away. Our business model is quite simple. We target customers who are wheelchairs, and eventually we would expand to everybody who wants to just have delivery system. The way we incentivize people to use our product is we would provide discounts for elderly users and wheelchair users. And for airports, we would find their businesses, and the reason why they would be incentivized to do this is to get more consumption in a new market that they previously wouldn't have been able to reach out to. So for our product roadmap, our first year would be first focused on our preparation and starting a full initial launch. And once we're satisfied with these results, we will then diversify to all customer types and also other accessibility users. And then we would scale it to reach other airports across the globe. And then once we're done with that, we would innovate so that we can make our rovers have more features like carrying the luggage of the passengers and then also helping them navigate to the different areas in the airport. So this is our team of Rover. So we come from a diverse background, as we all, we all are excel in different fields such as business, engineering, computer science, and art. So thank you everyone for listening to Rover, and we hope to deliver you all soon. Feel free to ask us any questions.
Thank you, Team Rover. Judges, do you have any questions?
Thank you, everyone. That was really, really cool. Very nice presentation. I think as I think through this, I can see, other aspects. I don't know how much research you guys did in existing systems, and just curious. And as I think about the logistics of the speed and your flight leaving at a certain time, and how, I can imagine a lot of potential problems, and I'm curious, which ones you've thought through. Like maybe some examples I can imagine is, what if someone tampered it? Or like, how do you know, what if, the right person opens it, and then, kind of accessibility issues with even how to deliver. So I think from an idea perspective, it sounds good. I think there are certain aspects of things like this out in the world already. So just curious kind of how you're directing it towards accessibility specifically compared to just Amazon or someone else kind of looking into this space.
Yeah, so first, we do know that some of college campuses have these kinds of delivery robots, which is kind of what we took inspiration from. And so this is targeted specifically towards accessibility, because we do know that some wheelchair users have to wait a long time during their service. So when they're checking in during security, they have possibly a 30-minute wait and possibly more. So we were thinking that the airport staff would hand them the iPad then, and they can order, and then during their wait time, which is they already have to wait, the Rover will then deliver it to their gate so that when they actually arrive, they will have it on time, and it's efficient as well. And did you guys have anything to add?
Yeah, on the safety features, whenever the robot comes to you, as you guys saw in the model, there's 4 different sections there. And so whenever you scan your mobile boarding pass, it'll open up, and then it'll only open your section, and you just access that, and then it'll go on its way to other deliveries.
Got it. Cool. Thanks.
Thank you, team. I like the ideas very much. I think it can help to ease some of the pain of the passengers keep waiting at the airport. But I think in a busy airport environment, in your design, have you catered or any design to ensure the safety and how it maneuver around a busy environment? And also my second question goes to, in an experience perspective, did the passenger have the way to know how long they have to wait for their food, for example? Because, for example, food is temperature sensitive or time sensitive. So are there any delivery pledge? Something like the food delivery, they always have a pledge, right? The people have to know, oh, how long I have to wait, or else maybe I just go and grab something, and then I can't wait. I have to go go on the flight, maybe. So are there any pledge and communication on the time to wait to those passengers?
So maybe I can answer the first question. You can answer the second question. On the rover navigating the airport, that is a fantastic problem. Right now, we're still addressing that. We see that currently there's things such as like technologically advanced wheelchairs that are navigating through the airport. At this time, it still takes a little bit. It may be 30 minutes or so to navigate through the airport, but they can safely move through crowds. And so if we can use this technology and leverage it efficiently, we feel that that would be a quicker system than what's currently in place for wheelchair users.
Yeah, and the second question, so if you want to go to the app slides, so we do have an estimated wheel time, at the back. We do have an estimated delivery time that's listed on the app. So we will be trying to, right here. So we have like the expected arrival time, and then we probably will have a pledge, just like if it arrives more than like half an hour or 15 minutes later than what we say it will, we'll like refund you or like give you a discount and things like that.
For items that there's not within the available time, they would not be available for them to order as well.
We have time for a quick question.
Well, actually a brilliant idea, but on top of all these good suggestions and comments from the judges, I think one thing, if you want to continue to become a startup, right now is an innovation, so you need to think about how do you differentiate, because otherwise people could just purchase robots existing in the market, and then like maybe airport authority can actually do it on themselves instead of going through you. So what's your differentiations? What's your core technology or core value to provide to airport or beyond? Like how do you scale up in the future? And one thing is that because at the very beginning you target like those wheelchairs and accessibilities, and in your persona you highlight someone that who hate to face complex technology, and then you need to make sure that placing in an iPad could also be quite complex to those users. So you need to make sure that it's an easy user-friendly user experience. So a little bit comment on top of that.
Thank you so much. That's all the time we have for Team Rover. Oh, one more quick question.
Sorry. Is this a one order, one item, one trip system, or can it be multiple delivered?
Yeah, that's a great question. It can definitely be multiple. We just currently have it so that it's only like one, but we plan on implementing like just the typical cart system. It'll display your cart and things like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Team Rover. Okay, next up we have Team Glide. Please come over to the stage.
Good morning. We're Team 8, and today we'll be presenting Glide. So let's start with the problem. How would you describe an airport? To me, airports are modern. They're efficient. And also, they're personalizable. When I go to the airports, I can check in with my biometrics, I can self-check in with the kiosk, and then I can shop from a wide variety of restaurants and shops. But for millions of passengers with restricted mobility, this experience is the exact opposite. For these passengers, the airport is frustrating. It's frustrating when you can customize a cheeseburger at a fast food restaurant, but you can't customize your own journey through the airport. It's scary. It's scary when you rely on a stranger to help you navigate the airport, but you can't even be in constant communication with them. And it's very, very frustrating when all of your disability needs are summarized into a few 4-letter codes, but it doesn't really represent all of your needs. These outdated systems are leading to reactive solutions. Passengers like Mary need airport assistance, but she's anxious because she doesn't know when she will get help or even if the staff will understand all of her needs. And support agents like Christine, she wants to provide amazing service, but how can she when she doesn't know the passenger's preferences, needs, or even if she's able to physically provide assistance? At Glide, our mission is to make the airport accessible not just for people like me, but for all passengers. And with that, I'll be passing the mic to Yanni to talk about our solution.
So, our solution is a two-way communication platform between our passengers like Mary and our staff like Christine with the help of a universal ID. Here's how it works. First of all, Mary will input all its information, including her needs, into our system, and this will help her generate an ID. Our system will then gather all the information and do the analyzing with our algorithm in order to match Mary with her perfect match, Christine. And I'm sure Mary will be very happy about this traveling experience. As you can see very clearly, without Glide, the whole system is a mess. We see the communication channel between the three parties, the reduced mobility passenger, the agent, and the airline is fragile and is not complete. Also, not to mention the information flow between them. But with Glide, everything changes. We enable personalized and detailed information to flow, as well as sufficient communication channel between each parties. And we believe this will enable our reduced mobility passengers to enjoy their accessibility journey. Now I'll pass the mic to Olivia to talk more about the product.
Glide empowers users by providing full transparency and enables them to take ownership over their journey. So when the passenger, Mary, opens the Glide application, she is able to see exactly who is serving her and how long Christine is away from her. Additionally, as Mary is getting anxious and she wishes to communicate with Christine, she is able to click open the chat button and have a real-time conversation with Christine. Finally, and most importantly, Mary doesn't need to explain herself. Through Glide, she only needs to upload her needs and preferences only once, and the staff on the other side is able to accommodate her needs. For service providers, Glide is a game changer. Christine is able to see when she opens the Glide application on her end. Christine is able to instantly recognize that Mary requires a motorized wheelchair. Additionally, she knows that Mary prefers a quiet environment. For service providers, Glide's proprietary algorithm efficiently matches and dispatches agents to best suit their needs. On this platform, service providers are able to upload their information in real time, and the Glide proprietary algorithm will output the necessary agents. So the result, increased efficiency, increased customer satisfaction, and most importantly, saves downtime for service providers, all while ensuring that the passenger needs and accommodations and PRM's experience improves. So now I will pass the mic over to John to talk about the market.
So I will be talking about the market. In terms of the competitive positioning, Glide is ranked in top. So it's both customer-focused and proactive. Others like Zephyr, Allion, or Ostrom are either impersonal or reactive. So in terms of the market sizing, the total addressable market is around $23 million US. In terms of the serviceable addressable market is around $5 million US, and the half of it is service obtainable market that we can obtain within 1 to 3 years by obtaining 15 airports in the Asia with the most based on the accessibility priorities. So in terms of the business model, we are considering both B2B and B2C. For the B2B, we will be collaborating with service providers. It can be either airlines, airports, or even third parties who are outsourcing this service in airports. So we are charging them annually. So it's an annual subscription, and it really depends on what kind of features they want. It really depends on from airport to airport. So what our product will do? It will increase the customer satisfaction, which will indeed increase the NPS, which will indeed increase the total revenue that the service providers will earn at the end. So it will also increase the staff efficiency, and it will help us to analyze all the data and gather all the feedbacks. And also in terms of the business model for the B2C, it's a staff support. It will also help to reduce trade anxiety. And here's our go-to-market strategy. We are testing with airports, and for the product roadmap, here's our product roadmap.
So this is the team, and now we'd like to open the floor up for questions, and we hope you'll join us on our journey as modern airports require modern solutions.
Thank you, Team Glide.
Well, thank you, team. Congratulations, great presentations, and I like it because you're trying to disrupt the supply chains, like connecting through all these, like from airline, call center, and then off to on-site support. Of course, in terms of the feasibility of implementations, I'm not sure you have done a little bit of research of talking to airlines of such potential adaptations. And another point is that you haven't mentioned that much because you talk about matching personalized support with the users and then with the data. And you haven't touched on that part. So how do you do that? And how do you obtain all these like data in order to do a good matching? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's a really, really great question. So in terms of like the data, in order to fill out the information, we usually have a profile page. And so the users will, through the help of nonprofits and the caretakers, they will need to fill out their Glide ID once. And that will include a lot of very, very detailed information, such as how much they weigh, what disabilities they have, and exactly what needs they have to address those disabilities. That way, the agents will receive a lot more information rather than just maybe like 4-letter codes, such as like WCHR. And so in order to optimize the matching, we actually talked to agents who worked for Allways. And one big problem that they mentioned is that sometimes they don't even know how much the passenger weighs. They don't know when the passenger is coming. And so sometimes they'll dispatch an agent that won't be able to actually serve that customer. And so we're still working on the algorithm, of course, but one of the key methods is going to be matching agents who can actually serve the customer the best based on the customer's demographics that they fill out beforehand.
Thank you.
Just thanks for that presentation. Just a simple question. Have you taken into consideration the elderly that cannot use their hands on these tablets, and what solutions do you propose? And what does the acronym PRM mean?
Yes. So in terms of PRM, that refers to passengers with reduced mobility. And that was a great question. A lot of elderly obviously have limited mobility. It could be with their hands. It could be that even they're not very technologically savvy. And so we actually do have a bit of a hardware solution that goes with it. We didn't quite mention it because we wanted to focus more on kind of the app and focus more on the services that we provide digitally. But for those who have a little bit less mobility, they will have a physical lanyard that will act as kind of a digital ID and be an easy identification mark, along with beacon technology that will allow staff to be able to track the users. So they won't actually need to use the app. As long as they enter the information beforehand with the lanyard, the airport will be able to track the users wherever they go.
Thank you, Tim. I think I like the ideas about you analyzed the whole process and the pain points along the journey from order to delivery of the wheelchair service. I think one of the points you have to consider in your system may be about the system integration across different parties. So are there any research that you work on that? And also, I think one point to consider is not only maybe some of the elderly may not know how to use the tech savvy platform, and also how to differentiate those pre-booked and also who just walk in. You know, if everybody ideally pre-book that, I think by your algorithm, you can get the best agent in the best efficient way. But sometimes people just show up in the last minute. Are there any consideration on how to maintain the service quality for these two types of PRMs? And also last point, just write on your ideas. I think this system maybe extend to an airport-to-airport connections because, for example, for arrival PRMs, some of the orders may come from the port that they depart. So if there is some communication, like, the PRMs on last port is using the wheelchairs, which type of wheelchair or what are the special needs, and that could be communicated to the port, for example, Hong Kong IA. So would there be a more seamless or one-stop service? Just some ideas.
Yeah, I can take the first half of the question and maybe someone else can take the second. So specifically for the platform and the service, we took a look at existing services and platforms that service providers use. And one thing that we recognized was that the services and the platform is very much more tailored to the service providers, and there is not much of that customer focused. And really, where Glide takes that pivot is really that focus on the customer service. And for more of the matching algorithm, Glide is a supplement and it takes care of that agent-to-agent matching without having to disrupt the current services. Although in the future, we can expand into other sectors.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Team Glide.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Team Lugo.
Good morning, everyone. We are Luggo, a team of creative engineers who plan to carry that heavy luggage from the ground to the conveyor belt. Every year, 45.1 million passengers travel through the Hong Kong International Airport. However, disabled passenger satisfaction has declined. An average elderly takes around 4.5 minutes to check in as compared to the standard average of 3.2 minutes. Therefore, this coupled with the time to call for assistance to seek help to lift the luggage onto the conveyor belt increases the user dissatisfaction and also enhances the risk for muscular injury, feeling of embarrassment, lack of feel of self-independence. This is where Luggo comes in and helps Hong Kong, who has a particularly high aged population.
So COVID has already mentioned one of our end users, the elderly. I would like to introduce Nick, another end user of our product. Nick is a 40-year-old consultant that often travels with a checked luggage as well as a personal item. But recently, he had a back injury, which has caused him a lot of back pain and reduced strength and mobility. He's struggling to lift his suitcase, he feels embarrassed to ask for help, and he's experiencing a lot of anxiety with his travel process at the airport. What he really values is his independence while maneuvering the airport, and wants the airport to be a welcoming and accessible environment for him. His goals are to check in his luggage without having to ask for help, but by being independent and having a very stress-free airport experience. This is where Luggo comes into play. We aim to deliver accessible luggage handling to all individuals while keeping safety, efficiency, and independence in mind. Let's go into the technicalities of our product and how our technology will aid users like Nick through the airport experience. With built-in safety features, we know that we will be able to negate any possible injuries that the Luggo system might have. Our R&D team is working on a collapsible enclosure to hide the scissor lift mechanism underneath. The ergonomic buttons allow all users to physically touch and enable the system of Luggo. The integrated sensors will sense exactly the right height of the conveyor belt and deploy the luggage automatically. The adjustable height and angle will allow this to be deployable at any conveyor belt independent of the height of the conveyor belt. And the locking wheels will allow Lugo to be moved into position, locked, and installed within a matter of seconds. Let's see how Nick would use this Lugo. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. He will come up with his luggage to the self-check-in. When at the self-check-in, he wheels his luggage onto our ramp, installing his luggage on the Lugo. Using the self-check-in kiosk, he is prompted to start the system. The system then automatically adjusts to the correct position while ensuring the luggage is held in place. The luggage is then safely rotated onto a horizontal position, where our rollers then move it onto the conveyor belt. We estimate that our Lugo will be at about $1,000 USD, with $50 going directly for the materials, $150 for the labor, and $300 for manufacturing overhead, which allows us to have $500 USD profit per Lugo sold. This is a very competitive market point with a standard low power scissor lift at $2,000 USD.
Now let's have a look at the competitive positioning of Lugo. Well, there is no current competitor for this product in the market because nobody wants to focus on the user pain point. We have some devices like the New Zealand Airlines Eagle lifting device, which directly lifts the passenger from their wheelchair onto the seat of the airplane. But what about their baggage? That's still left for manual assistance. There are devices like Lyft's All Airport Handling Solutions, which focus on dealing with the staff need to cater for automated baggage handling, but again, no focus on passengers. Well, there are some scissor lifts, such as Westell Manufacturing Corporation. However, they focus on industrial applications and not on passenger need. There comes Lugo, which is dedicated to the passenger needs and is competitively priced at a good selling price to the market.
Now let's focus on our Lugo market overview. There have three major reasons that why we are confident to introduce our Lugo. Okay, the first one is increase in travel demand and investment packaging handling has increased 7.1% each year. So our growth rate is 7.1%. Okay, now we focus on the future market size. We predict that in 2033, our market size will add up to $14 million USD. This is a huge number. So we can prove that our Lugo is a valuable and feasible solution in this direction.
Thank you. So let me continue on describing our market size. So our economic buyer will mainly be airports. So, we downsize it from 40,000 airports around the world into commercial airports, and further demand downside into regional and 100 target airports, which is provided to be accessible and well equipped. So our mainly beachhead market will be HKIA at over 300 units with estimated of 3,000 K revenue for our first initial deployment, and over will reach 10 million revenue in our target airport market as well. So our value proposition will be that we'll be able to prevent injuries each year for over 5,000 if we are able to reach a 20% market share. And our go-to-market strategy will be a B2B business model that we provide maintenance support contract, and we'll introduce pricing that lets market be more welcome to our product. And we plan to collaborate with Cathay Pacific and HKI for our first initial deployment and go to different conferences to promote our market as well. And we scale with packaging handling companies such as Fenderland and HKI Consultancy as well. This is our product roadmap. We aim to streamline all luggage handling journey along the airport journey. So in each year, we'll introduce new functions such as baggage tagging automatic and even in luggage claiming as well. So it will be Lugo anywhere. This is our team. We're excited to promote and introduce our product to our users. And we are Lugo. We make luggage go.
Thank you. Thank you, Lago. Judges, do you have any questions?
Thank you so much. That was really great. I think I'm having a hard time picturing exactly. Is your product gonna always be there, or it's one of these things where if you need it, it like comes out? Like, is it just permanently installed there so that nobody needs to even ask for it? They just kind of roll it up?
Sure, I can take this question. We are aiming for Logo to be deployed at all the self check-in services. The aspect of having the locking wheel mechanism is so that at the initial preliminary stage where the airport will be testing it, they can install it in certain places and then see where it is at most at need. But the end hope is to have it installed at all the check-in so that it is accessible for all users, since we know that a lot of users might have mobility impairments.
So even normal people will just probably, why not, right? Like, I use the ramp sometimes just because I don't feel like climbing the stairs. It's the same thing, right? It's just always, it's like a ramp that's
like
always there.
Everyone uses escalators now instead of stairs. This is kind of what we hope to have.
Thanks.
Well, I like your logo. I like your slogan. Well, I mean, first of all, I have two questions. One, is it a mechanical operations, or is also with electronic parts that automatically like fold and then push the luggage into the conveyor belt? That's the first question. And the second question is, well, I mean, in terms of like checking in luggage, that I think it makes sense. But in terms of claiming luggage, because like the conveyor belt is always moving, so I find it hard to visualize how you can, claim your luggage with your system here.
Sure. I can get the first part. Can you move back to the schematics of our logo? So our system is going to be fully automated with electronic actuators. The reason why it is priced lower is because the average maximum luggage weight is about 50 kilograms, so our lift is only certified to lift 100 kilograms. So we don't need to use a very high-powered torque motor for that. So that's our price point. Everything will be automatic. The only user input is the press of the button. This will automatically lift up, closing, securing the luggage, and then this whole system will have dampers that will just lower the luggage down very safely. About the conveyor belts, why don't Sherman take the question?
Yes. So we understand there's a technical difficulty in getting the luggage from the conveyor belts, like claiming it, but will be constantly developing new solutions, such as introducing like moving mechanism automatically track the luggage that you want to claim, and mechanical arm to grab it as well. And this because we focus on luggage process, so this main point that we are focusing a lot on it as well. It's our future development point.
So I would like to add one point that regarding like check-in, so our product will be first placed at the check-in counter when we actually place the luggage on the conveyor belt. So many times people who are disabled, they do get the assistance from the airport, but many people also have hidden disabilities, like they might look perfectly okay, but they might have a chronic back pain, or they might have some muscular injury which is not visible, but they might feel very embarrassed to seek help all the time. So it's also catering to those. And also, according to the product roadmap, we have an R&D team who will be dedicatedly researching on how the user experience can be better enhanced. And then later on, we will transform the same solution to the baggage collection zone as well. Right.
We have time for one more quick question.
I still don't understand how it works. Can you go back to the picture with the 4 designs? This one. So I arrive here, and I put my bag on that ramp.
So
and then how does this thing close it closes by itself and raises by itself? It's electric. I see.
Yes, we didn't include all of the actuators and motors in the 3D model to simplify it, but the only user input would be the button press.
And you've taken into consideration all the different sizes and thickness of luggages and things?
At the moment, we have it to this largest allowable luggage size, so anything in between should also fit.
Thank you.
We really tried. It was a bit difficult.
Thank you, Team Logo.
Thank you, guys.
You have. Next, we'll have Team Zippy on stage.
Good morning. We are CP. We are here to introduce your smart airport travel partner. I'm wondering if you guys have encountered any problems when you travel inside the airport, but my friend does. Let me introduce your friend, my friend, Chio.
Hi everyone, I'm Chio. I'm from Japan. I'm already 72 years old. I'm no tech heavy. I don't even have my own smartphone. Today, I have an hour layover here at HKIA. I really want to take the time to explore the airport, get some food without missing my flight. However, I only speak Japanese, so I struggle to understand the sign in the airport. And I'm traveling alone, so I have to take care of all my luggage, which makes my trip even more stressful.
As you heard it from Chio, airports are stressful and confusing. Why? According to our user research, the 3 main pain points are navigation, managing their time, and keeping track of their belongings. So, travelers at airports need an easy way to access real-time information and keep their belongings safe. And navigating unfamiliar environments can be stressful and confusing. This is where Zippy comes in. Zippy is a smart trolley. Zippy makes information accessible and integrates easily with existing airport trolley infrastructure. Now I'll pass it on to my teammate to explain how Zippy aids Chio throughout his layover.
First of all, in order to initialize Zippy, Chio has to scan his boarding pass or enter the flight number inside the tablet. This is for the personalization or customization for the passenger. For example, we will have up-to-date flight and gate information, search filtering, and also adaptive recommendation. In this case, Chio only got 1 hour in HKIA, and he is feeling hungry. So what he is going to do is to search for food, but he only got 1 hour. So the CP will be recommending going to 7-Eleven, which is a convenience store to grab for food because he don't have much time to go into the restaurant and wait for the long waiting meal. Okay, so Chio is going to the 7-Eleven. However, he lost his direction. He don't know where to go. No worries, the navigation system will tell him where to go while we are having the vibration system. This is especially important for those who are visually impaired because they are unable to see the screen. So when there is a vibration telling them to turn left or right, they will no worry to get lost inside HK Airport. While he is buying food inside 7-Eleven, he missed an important notification, which is his flight is getting delayed. No worry, the notification function inside Zippy will be telling them their flight is getting delayed, which is a customized and personalized information because there are a bunch of announcements announcing inside airport daily, day to day. But with the personalization of the notification, no need to worry about the flood of the information. And we also have step guide telling passenger what to do and where to go. By following this guide, you no longer have to be feeling anxious about what to do. This is especially useful for those who are first-time traveler. Okay, so he got extra 1 more hour because his flight is getting delayed. But he feels insecure about his luggage. So he used the locking function on the trolley to lock his luggage, and also he can choose to use biometric locking system by just putting his finger on the locker. And also, we got AI-powered camera to check, to monitor his luggage time to time. So whenever somebody is trying to steal his luggage, Chio will receive an alarm telling them that his luggage is in danger. You can see we are not only care about the passenger, we also care about HKIA. Here, I will hand over to my teammate to explain to you what is the benefits.
So CP also care about HKIA. We provide different benefits to you. Like first of all, it is easy to implement, and it is a click-on version. Like you don't have to replace any trolley. We use existing trolleys. Second, we collect trolley data, and we have a trolley IoT network to make sure everything is under control. And thirdly, we create external income, as it can be an advertisement platform, and also it encourages people to explore the airport to encourage their consumption. And finally, we improve trolley management because we got a real-time trolley position so that we can collect back and arrange them more easily. So in terms of user journey, we have a better location flexibility and independence for CPs. We don't rely on human resources, or we can, and also it is also go along with your journey so that you can access information anywhere. So here's our market size. Our total addressable market is about the 40,000 airports with 9,000 commercial airports in the world. And our serviceable available market will be around 1,000 airports in the Asia, which have 3 billion passenger traffics. And our serviceable obtainable market will be around 2.65, which is around the 5% of passenger traffic last year in Hong Kong AIA. And our go-to-market strategy will be selling our hardware with and create a deep connection with different airports. Starting from HKIA, we create a deep partnership with you guys and integrate with your system to protect ensure data privacy. And we starting from 5% of the 13,000 trolleys is around 600 for the pilot deployment. We have two different kind of business model. First of all, we have the basic version, which selling the CP hardware with subscription plan on the software, which include a maintenance service. On top of this, we have an add-on analytics service. We provide a subscription-based cloud storage solution for the trolley data, and we also provide a data analytical insight as a data analytic tools. So here's our roadmap. We are available for now on, and we plan to integrate and deploy at the end of the first quarter of this year, and plan to have fully deployed in airside at the Q4 in this year and deploy fully in next year. And we are going to deploy, create a new version. And here is our teams. And here is this is the end of the presentation. Feel free to have any questions. And there's a prototype if you guys are interested.
Thank you, Team Sippy. Thank you. Judges, do you have any questions?
Very good, but I have some questions. Yeah, I saw that it's just like an iPad, right? I imagine it's like an iPad, and you mentioned you just simply use the current trolley hardware, right? You just install like the iPad. So I think your business model is not providing the hardware, but providing an application that could be used on the iPad? Because you mentioned you are the CP hardware, so I want to know what hardware you're providing.
All the mounting hardware, as well as the charging stations.
Charging stations for the...
Okay. So our hardware not only...
For the iPad, you mean?
Yes, for the iPad. We also include the vibrators and also the mounts and for the hardware part, and also the biological locking system for the hardware. And in terms of charging station, we also, because the iPad and the devices have to be charged, of course. So we
So you would detach the iPad and then to charge. But I think charging iPad is something very simple, right?
No.
We're not charging each iPad individually, like plugging them in. Instead, we have a magnetic charging station where when you touch the first trolley to this one station, the other trolleys that are also touching that trolley can also be charged. This is an existing technology.
So you have to wait for the trolley to go back to your rack and then it can be charged.
Yes, but the tablet can have battery for the whole day.
I see, I see. Yeah, because your friend, you mentioned your friend is a 72-year-old friend who not tech savvy, etc. But I see when you're using the iPad, you mentioned he will search all the experience. So I'm just brainstorming. Like for example, instead of search, can they do some quick scanning of their boarding pass for some quick information?
The journey will start with scanning the boarding pass, and if you want to search or looking for something, we provide text-to-speech and speech-to-text function so that it can communicate with the tablet as human, so that you don't have to really playing with the tablet.
72 is pretty young. I'm confused. It doesn't look stackable. And the current trolley system at the airport is like compactable to such a degree that it saves space. This thing looks like it backs up onto each other. They don't go.
These are
Did
mounted.
I get that right?
Oh, sorry. You can. Well, these are mounted at an angle so that, and the trolley carts also have. At the actual HKIA, this is like this way, so it does stack together. Oh, that's a picture of luggage.
Just when, well, I like the idea very much, and I think in the future you may also expand like to like big like Costco type of shopping center that lost track of where I should go, which alley that I'm looking for, what types of you know, I lost it. I lost my family in like Costco.
Yes, in the future we can add a child tracking system so you can find your family as well.
Oh, we have time for one quick question.
Mine just a quick, simple question about the, like, if somebody steals your luggage, is it just the iPad that's like giving you an alert, or is it like your phone, or because it seems a little not that useful if it's just the iPad, like the thief is there.
Actually, we forgot to mention that there will be a QR code generator on the tablet, and then after you scan it with your phone, there will be notification on your phone. And also, we are planning to do the locking system after you have like scan your fingerprint onto the belt, and you are unable to unlock it before you are, until you have unlocked it with your biometric system again.
Yep. Thanks.
Just one very quick question. Seems like you're doing something personalized, right? Like biometrics, etc. But just one point. If the passengers drop off and in the departure, they took the trolley, right? And then they have to put down the trolley and pick another trolley in the airside. So they have to change the trolleys. So they have to do it over again?
So we have auto lockout system. So when you just scan the boarding pass with another trolley, the previous trolley will be logged out automatically. So we will sync the data of two trolleys.
Yeah, I would like to add that we're not collecting any personal information. It's just like flight information. So these things will time out. And also, if like somebody leaves a trolley and the next person collects it, they can rescan their boarding. The new person can scan their boarding pass, and the old person's information is not there. So there's no personal information.
Thank you so much, Team Sippy. That's all the time we have. Okay, next up, we have Team Gate Glide.
So good morning, we're Team Gate Guy. So let's meet Billy, the guy who broke his leg right before his flight. He got so frustrated when he arrived at the Hong Kong airport, finding out that he cannot use the wheelchair because he didn't make a period reservation. So, we are here to present to you Gate Glide, the wheelchair transport, on-demand mobility anytime, anywhere. So the main two problems that travelers encounter right now is that they cannot use the wheelchair if they did not make a period reservation, and as well as the long waiting time for the wheelchair. As for the HKAI and always, there is insufficient manpower during peak hours, as well as they are unable to obtain the actual quantity of wheelchairs required in advance. So, all these problems lead to two need statements. The first one is that passengers need an accessible wheelchair without period reservation, and the second one is that the HKAI needs an autonomous tool to provide systematic and efficient accessibility service to the passengers.
So, here's our solution, the Glider. It is an autonomous wheelchair distribution card and providing the solution for the people who are with physical immobility like Billy. And then so it's provide, if you're using our glider, it provides easily access and independent usage of wheelchair and providing there is no period booking for the wheelchairs. So here's some features for the glider. Firstly, it has the time reduction function because of the following destination pathway and routes for the point-to-point delivery. And also, there are multiple slots which can deliver multiple wheelchairs in a time. Imagine one staff in the airport can only deliver one wheelchair at a time. And here, we can reduce the manpower required for delivering the wheelchairs. And here, we have the 360-degree sensor for the cab to detect the crowds or the obstacles in order to prevent clashes. So, for the passenger journey, for those upon arrival, you can just call the glider and sit in the gate area and wait for it and take the wheelchair. And for those who are departure, just after immigration, just also call the glider and take the wheelchair. And after you use it and arrive your destination, upon your departing the airside, just drop it off, leave it, and you can go. So I think you have a question. How can we call the glider? So we will incorporate with the My HKG app, and then here is just a 1-minute booking system. And if you don't know, maybe you are the first-time traveler to Hong Kong, so here you can ask the staff, and they will open their own app and also book for you in a very simple method. Just a tap on the wheelchair service booking. So enter some very essential and simple personal information and also the gate number where you are in, and so you can confirm the booking. So here's the location of your glider is coming. Your glider has come, and you can take your wheelchair and go where you want to go. And after you use your wheelchair, arriving your destination, leaving the airside, you can just leave the wheelchair and go and leave it.
So let's talk a little bit about distribution logistics. The idea is that we'll have multiple gliders going through the airport, through the different areas of the airport. In this case, we chose Terminal 1 as an example. And then we have the storage stations kind of relating to the current storage stations of the airport. Here they're mapping to right before immigration, which is over here, and then right before the transfer to the train, which is over here. And glider is gonna go to these storage stations, pick up the chairs, and then distribute them. So for example, you arrive to gate 66, you probably go to the closest station here and drop it off for you. Yeah, so one of the strengths of Glider is data collection. By asking the passengers for this few information, we can create a database that can allow us to learn about the willingness of the passengers to book the chairs, the quantity, who, and where. And what can we do with this data? Well, first of all, in order to protect privacy of our passengers, we won't collect the data raw, but we will use an anonymization model before collection. And then we are going to train some predictive models that will allow us to optimize routing of glider and then also the non-scheduled wheelchair usage. Something very useful for the airport is also market research for wheelchair usage. In this case, data is value. To summarize our benefits, you'll have a reduction in manpower for wheelchair distribution, reducing waiting time by the passengers, improved passenger journey and independence, and an increased visibility in wheelchair usage by the airport.
Okay, so I will talk about the competitive positions. This is a 2x2 matrix measured by the levels of data integrations and specialization in accessibilities. Of course, our product gliders will always in the top right-hand corner because we have a higher level of data integrations and also higher level of specializations. Why? Because as my colleague Juan just mentioned, we have a data collection method that we will measure the demographical data from the passengers, arrival time, this kind of data, and we'll do it to analyze the passenger pattern. And then we also make sure that gliders, they can reach every arrival date in the airport to make sure that it can help those with reduced mobility. And this is the market size. According to the data provided from the Hong Kong International Airport, and we will give a 1,400 travelers with reduced mobility will come to the airport. So, and among these numbers, I assume there will be 30% of those people will be always forgot to make the prior reservations. So our target will take these two groups into account. And regarding the business model, in terms of the revenue streams, initially we will trying to sell the airport with the entire systems, with all gliders and all logistic systems. And then we will have a monthly subscription plan and care components for maintenance. And after selling our companies, we will also do the advertisement and commissions. In terms of the revenue marketing streams, we will initially reach out the NGO with reduced mobilities to get some prototype testers and some useful feedback to refine our products. And finally, don't forget R&D. It's very important to refine our product to make gliders ready to market.
So for our future development, we plan to diversify our transporter aids, not including wheelchair, but also many wheelchair add-ons, and also to create an automatic wheelchair collection, or even to extend the service to landside or even the entire airport city. Yeah, so this is our team members. I'm Abby, this is Juan, this is Kevin, and Harumi.
Thank you, Team Gate Glide. Judges, do you have any questions?
I just have a comment. I think it's a great idea. Coming from the wheelchair management team, any assistance to get wheelchairs from point A to point B is a very good system. What do you call it? The glider, right? It carries 6 wheelchairs?
Yes.
6 wheelchairs. One thing that, I mean, I have many questions, but I'll just ask one in the interest of time. The wheelchairs arrive, you're sitting there waiting for one, you can't get up, you're immobile. How do you get the wheelchair? And who's going to take you from point A to point B?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. So for our use case now, we were focusing on passengers that would be able to display short distances. Alternatively, would be passengers that are accompanied by a family member, friend, etc. Because our assumption is if the passenger is completely immobile and they're not traveling with anyone, they would have requested from assistance from the airline.
Any idea about how to do the recirculation? Because I heard that you deliver and then, okay, after you use it, leave it here. How to do the recirculation efficiently?
Yeah, that's also something that we've been thinking a lot about. So for now, the way we're thinking about it is in order to, can we go back to slide? So the way we're thinking about it now is when people leave the wheelchairs, you'll still need a staff person to kind of load back the glider. Like you call it, and then you can like load it back. But in our roadmap, that will be something that we'll be looking into, and is how can we get the glider to find, like, see a wheelchair and kind of pull it into one of the slots automatically. But I'll leave that to our R&D team.
Okay, that's it for Team Gate Glide. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Team Jade.
Hello everyone, we are Team Jade, Invisible Needs, Visible Care. Before we begin, let's take a look at these few photos. How do you feel? Horrified? What if I tell you this is exactly how Raymond Chan feels like every time he goes to the airport? So Raymond Chan is a 26-year-old guy diagnosed with autism and EDS. He finds airports extremely overwhelming and exhausting, leading to a poor travel journey. And what makes him different from all the other Raymond Chans that we have in Hong Kong is the fact that he's a real guy seeking help on Reddit. And after reading his story, we realized airports are unprepared for solo travelers with hidden disabilities, leading to stressful environments and insufficient support. To dive deep, let's take a look at the pain points these guys have. So people with hidden disabilities have varying needs, even though two passengers might be having the same issue, but their needs are completely different. So we cannot have one-size-fits-all approach here. Secondly, they rely heavily on a companion. So every time they need to travel, they need to look for a companion to accompany them on the trip. And even though they are able to get the companion, they find the environment very unwelcoming, non-inclusive, which again leads to a poor travel journey. And now that we know about the problem, let us introduce to you, inspired by the local cultural importance of the word Jade, the Jade Pass, Invisible Needs, Visible Care.
So Jade is a program to help people with hidden disabilities have a better experience at the airport. This is our main 4 features that we're gonna have, and I'm gonna explain later more in detail. But basically, we're gonna use like a digital wallet pass for the travel, a call for help so someone can assist them right away, recommendations generated from AI, and a passenger information that are gonna be in the profile so we can store the data. So let's start with the wallet ticket. It's gonna have 3 main features. One is like a QR code with traveler information, so the staff can right away scan it and have all the information of the person so they can help them. A clear indicators of needs, some symbols, so the staff, if they see it, is gonna be a clear more information of specific things that they need. And also a link to a user website that I'm gonna explain now what is gonna work. So in this website, we're gonna have the traveler interface. So we start with the user login. Every traveler can create their own profile, so we can store the information there and use it for later. The profile will have like different features, help chat, recommendation, and questionnaires, and feedback so we can improve our service. So for the questionnaires, every time we have a new customer, they have to fill out these questionnaires with like symbols and very simple questions so they can express their needs and concerns. And also someone can help them in their house to fill them out if needed. And with this information, the AI will help create tools to make the experience better. We're also going to provide a help chat so they can ask for personal help, so someone can right away go to the location of the person and help them, or they can have a full phone call with the staff. And with this questionnaire, we're gonna create like some recommendation list of places that the person can go depending on the specific needs. For example, quiet rooms, wheelchair service, and etc., depending on specific needs of the person.
Next, I will show you how this app works for the staff and how it simplifies helping passengers. First, we have the real-time pass monitoring. As you can see, the staff will receive an instant notification when someone press the help button, and they will have a live map on the app located the user in red dot, so they can better locate them and find them and provide instant help. And then they can choose to chat with them if they want it. For example, they can say, I'm coming, so the passenger know what is going on and someone is coming to help them. Third, because there are so many different kind of hidden disability in the world, it is very hard for the staff to know all the hidden disability and know how to deal with different type of people. So we have a built-in generative AI system in the app, so it will generate the tips for the staff to know how they can deal with different type of passengers. For example, they can have like what tone they can use or formality or in-person interaction to better deal with different passengers.
So with the digital Jade Pass and the digital platform that the staff is going to use, we are going to, for the first time, combine the both parties together within a single ecosystem. As for me, when I get lost, I can get very nervous, frustrated, and panicky sometimes. So it will be very super and awesome if I can get a button that can help me to get help whenever I need it instantly. And Jade has you covered. Jade, with a simple and a single clickable button, allows our users to receive help and the staff to give help instantly within a clickable button. And speaking of staff, did you know the average helping time for our users may take up to 20 to 30 minutes per staff? In their 10-hour shift, they can help up to 20 passengers within their shift. Very impressive. But with the help of Jade, we are able to help them within 5 to 10 minutes, which means that we can help up to 60 to 120 passengers within Jade. So we have two market players, the Sunflower program and the IBCCES program. They both help train staff and identify passengers with needs, but Jade accelerates this and allows recommendations for users and self-guided staff help. So Jade can excel in the market by providing the fastest staff allocation for the airport, and for our users, we can allow the fastest digital assistance.
Okay, now that we know how Jade works, let's see how many passengers we can really help with the pass. So Hong Kong Airport receives about 53 million passengers annually, out of which 10% are expected to have some sort of hidden disabilities. And out of that 10%, we aim to onboard at least 1 million users to use the scheme. And how we do it is we basically run the launch program at the Hong Kong International Airport, which will include the staff training, onboarding distribution channels like online ticket booking platforms, NGOs, and then we can do the pilot testing. And after doing the launch at Hong Kong Airport, we will onboard more airports, then soon airlines, and then eventually expand the scheme to public places like museums and theme parks. And by this is going to be the pricing strategy. So we charge our partners a one-time setup fee, then there's going to be an annual subscription fee, and then they can choose to get data insights annually based on user behaviors and their patterns. And yes, this is us, Team Jade, invisible needs, visible care. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Jade. Judges, do you have any questions?
What does JADE stand for?
Jade basically symbolizes the crystal jade that is very well known in Hong Kong.
So, very good, thank you. I thought it meant, you know, JADE meant something. It's not an acronym.
Jade.
All right.
Well, I like the idea in terms of helping those with hidden needs or hidden disability. Because for those like physical disabled, it's so obvious, but for those like maybe with like mental disabled, it's not easy to you know identify. But that's also the questions that how do you know who have those needs? Are they just self-proclaim or self choose? Oh, I have these issues, and that's why I call for help. That's the first question. And I think the second one is that like always the case when we talk about these type of targeting, let's say mentally disabled people, we try not to really identify those people for the sake of that we may stereotype them having those issues. They hide it, but why hidden? Because nobody, they don't want people knows, right? So how do you approach that
Yeah, I think
question?
the first part, and then I'll go on.
Thank you for the question. For the first question, there is a questionnaire that the user can fill in about their hidden disabilities before traveling, and we receive that data we have retrieved from the passengers. Then on the staff's interface on their software, we are able to have a dashboard to see the location, the status, whether they need help or not for the user. And then we can identify where they are, and if they need help, you can get to them right now ASAP. So, and this is the idea of Jade.
And about the part that they want their needs to be hidden. So this is the e-wallet that they should have, and this is going to be integrated with, let's say, Samsung Pay or Apple Pay, which they can just double-click and have it on. And if they display this to the staff at the airport, then these symbols should be descriptive enough to convey their immediate needs, such as they don't really like waiting, or they become really anxious super fast. And if the staff does a scan of that little code at the end, then they will get the whole list of items, needs, their challenges that the AI engine is going to pick up based on the questionnaire that the user fills in before coming to the airport. And it stays hidden because it's on your phone, and you only double-click and show it to the staff, and that's it.
I also wanted to add something. There's many people with hidden disabilities that they don't want to say so many things, what they need or their concerns. So having this page is going to be like right away. So every staff, if they talk to many staff, they already know everything, like the information and their concerns.
Will it have a language choice?
What do you mean? Like
If
English?
I'm Korean?
Oh, yeah. We want to implement so they can have like multiple language.
Multiple language.
Yeah.
Judges, we all good? Okay, thank you, Team Jade. The next team coming up on stage will be Team Aerolens.
Imagine yourself being navigated in one of the busiest and fanciest airports in the world. Have you ever thought of maybe you're getting lost in the airport? Morning, everyone. We're Team Aerolens, and today we're presenting to you our vision to provide air passengers with a more accessible airport journey. Right now, let's meet Rick. He's a proud senior citizen based in Hong Kong. He travels monthly, but then he finds the airport really hectic that he would need to actually hope to navigate the airport on his own. And meanwhile, he's also equipped with a reading glasses, so he's not too used into using the apps. So right now, allow my teammate Alison to take you a deep dive into the market analysis.
Rick is not alone in his struggle. In Hong Kong, there are 199,000 people with vision impairments, and airports each year receive a significant amount of support requests by people with vision impairments. Our market research suggests that there is a greater proportion of people who are also suffering silently in the background without asking for physical assistance. Hong Kong also has a rapidly growing elderly population who are more prone to vision decline and may face the same issues as Rick. So the question that we're faced with is, how can we ensure that people like Rick can navigate a hectic airport both independently and efficiently?
And that's where our product, Aerolens, comes in. Aerolens is a smart glasses customized specifically for airport use. Based on the functions of AR navigation and real-time announcement, and the voice control to change the destinations, like such as the restrooms, the restaurants, and the shops, and a button directly guides the passenger to their boarding gate. The passenger can easily navigate to every corner of the airport easily with our product. Also, we embedded the bone conduction speaker to enhance the multimodality interaction with the passenger. And besides that, the passenger can easily call airport staff for help by pressing the emergency button, and an airport staff will be connected for help. Also, to protect the privacy, the passenger can switch on and off the air glass at their wish. And here shows our system diagram. We integrated the existing Hong Kong ISI beacon navigation system and the air technologies to save the development time and cost so that we have a faster production. And we also provide multilingual support so that every people from all over the world can easily access and use our product. And my teammates will tell you how a passenger will use our product during the journey.
Thank you, Bingze. The user's journey usually starts up after the check-in, and they can get their glasses and the help desk. And the help desk, the staff will help them to set some default setting like the language you choose and the destination after scanning your boarding pass. And we are creating a very user-friendly interface with a bigger fonts and the clear marks, clear arrows on the floor, and also some marks on the screen that users see. And the real-time navigation will display on the top right corner, and some basic information will stay here at the top corner. The instructions are very easy to follow. Just like Siri, you can just push the button and ask where you want to go. As we are going to collaborate with the Airport Information Center, so the real-time changes, like you can see here, for example, the delay of the flight and the change of the gate will be immediately sent to the passenger by text and audio.
Our solution differs from what currently exists on the market in two main areas. Our solution is fully autonomous, which is different from some competitors such as Aira and Vision glasses, which are already deployed at many airports. And we are also tailored specifically for the airport with the features such as the air navigation, the auto flight updates, which can be personalized with the passenger's boarding pass and reflect the overhead announcements, and also the ability to call for emergency help if it's needed.
For our business model, the initial setup cost would be 600,000 HKD, including software, hardware, and also labor costs. On top of that, we will operate in loan-based system with subscription. Each pair of glass is charged for 900 HKD per month, so that the airport can decide how many pairs they want in the future.
Thanks, Peter. Together with the business model, we identify a significant opportunity for people to invest in this market. Concerning the total addressable market, with the 47K glasses needed globally, we have addressed with a TAM of 500 million HKD. And to further narrow it down, we've projected that 1 in 5 Hong Kong airport passengers in need would receive the glasses from the airport, meaning that it is able to drive the service obtainable market of 14 million HKD.
This is our implementation strategy. The first phase will be do site visit and integrating the Hong Kong airport's existing iBeacon system into our software and hardware. The second phase would be system tests. We would do pilot tests with NGO for visually impaired to make sure we get enough data to calibrate our glasses before launch. After launching, we will do software updates and also hardware maintenance.
So today, we have introduced AeroLens, our smart airport glasses custom designed with AR navigation to all the main points in the Hong Kong International Airport, including shopping, dining, boarding gates. It also includes the most up-to-date flight information, personalized for the passenger, and multilingual voice control. All of these empower our travelers to navigate the airport with confidence, independence, and efficiency.
And this is our team. And we aspire to transform passive help seeking into active travel experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Aerolens. Judges, do you have any questions?
Thanks. Yeah, this looks really cool. I'm actually imagining that somebody who has perfect vision but still gets lost in an airport, actually, who can't travel by themselves, would actually want one of these as well. And then I think I'm understanding that a completely blind person cannot use this, right? It's really just with people who can kind of see but might get confused and then can talk to you. So I can imagine it helping maybe dementia, maybe, yeah, so I think, yeah, I'm not even sure. In terms of kind of focusing your market, or I guess I'm imagining that it could be so popular, actually, in that it could be, like the cost of it could be very expensive if all of a sudden every slightly confused, older person who's uncomfortable traveling by themselves, and then sort of how do you balance that with, the airport's limited budget potentially? Because I could just imagine, like, anyone who gets lost in an airport might want one. I like the arrows. I was like, wow, I get lost sometimes, like if you can't read the signs very well. So just curious how to balance that to convincing HKIA that this is still worth investing in, because I could just imagine it being very popular.
Yeah, thanks for the question. That's a really great one. Yeah, so during our model for the Aerolens product, we do address this concern, and I will be not serving the blind people who may need who are blind, but then we're just serving those especially who are partially impaired, visually impaired. And then during for the market sizing, we have also acknowledged the concern that we would also be catering to the passengers who are having perfect vision. So we have narrowed it down, and we've also estimated, like, during the peak hours of the usage of the glasses to ensure that we have enough glasses, like the resources, as well as the long-term maintenance upgrade and the software development of the glasses, so that it's worth this investment for the Hong Kong airport to invest in this technology as well as the product to enhance the accessibility issue.
And on top of that, I can give some additional information for our glasses, because we want to narrow down our needs to only a few functions. For example, we will give voice instruction for very specific location, for example, just toilet, not any other shopping location, not any other restaurants. So basically, they won't have many different kinds of fancy instruction. Instead, we just have a simple voice instruction and also a visual instruction, just an arrow on the floor. Won't be a very fancy, but just a practical thing that they can use outside the airport.
I can add a little bit point for the profit that airports that want to make if they want to use our product. So that though our product is like 900 Hong Kong dollars per glass per month, we also provide some suggestions or accessibility for the airport to make profit of it. For example, they can do advertisements through this through our glasses, like the outfit advertisement, or they can cooperate with the existing glasses brand so that they can have a more they can be more popular for the public. And if they want, but I do not suggest, that they can embed some in glass advertisement or entertainment. But but I still suggest the first several approaches to make profits.
Gigi and Wayman, do you have any more questions?
So for the business model, you are proposing that Hong Kong Airport may subscribe it at $900 per month, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But how about to passengers? strategy. So are you proposing, or what's in your mind that Hong Kong IA should do to help the target customers that you mentioned? So renting to them per trip, or you mean just sell it to them? What's your ideas?
So our business model is mainly focused on the B2B to the airport, but for the airport, if I imagine a business model for them would be like a rent model for the airport, like per passenger per trip would be a good model, I think. And
yeah, just to further add on a little bit. So regarding the business model, right? These classes will only collab using the B2B model. So meaning that we as a vendor, we will collab with the Hong Kong airport to work on the glasses, and also for the Hong Kong airport to distribute these glasses to those who are in need and who are visually impaired. But then for the B2C side, I will be not charging the customers, but then it will be the airport working to distribute these kind of glasses to the passengers to enhance the customer's journey, so that they wouldn't have to pay or to spend their time in borrowing these glasses. But then they would just go to the help desk and to ask for help, similar to the wheelchair practice that the airport has been doing.
Thank you, Team Aerolens. Okay, next up is Team Airlingo.
Okay, good morning all. We are Team Airlingo, and our mission is to provide communication without barriers. Now, who here has ever asked for help at the airport? I'm sure you all have, but can you imagine how this looks like for a deaf person?
Yeah, let me introduce you Michelle. She is a 35-year-old solo traveler for visiting her family. She was born completely blind, and also she has not proficient in writing and reading. And here is her journey in airport. In airport, she lost her passport on the trolley, and she want to get assistance from the customer service desk. She was trying to convey her message through writing or pictures. However, the agent don't understand the full problem she faced. At last, she gave up and trying to find her passport throughout the terminal by herself, and she almost missed her flight. And in Hong Kong, there is many people just like Michelle. There is 47,000 people in Hong Kong who is hearing impaired and communicate using sign language. And in addition, over 50% of the deaf adults who only has low proficiency in writing and readings, and causing, and in summary, there is over 70 million people in the world who only communicate with sign language. As Hong Kong is an international travel hub, there is a need for us to enhance the assistance to them from the passengers all over the world.
So our solution is an AI-powered sign language interpretation display for the customer service desks. It is a dual display tabletop device that it allows instant two-way communication between the customer service agent and a hearing-informed passenger. So it allows a hearing-impaired passenger to ask for assistance in sign language to a customer service representative who is not fluent in sign, which is revolutionary for accessible communication. So here's how it works. The Airlingo is placed in between the staff and the customer at the desk. There is a customer screen with a camera, a sign language avatar with text captions, and language selection for the array of sign languages there are. So a customer signs into the camera, asks for assistance, and our AI engine, which is trained on airport-specific interactions, translates that using computer vision and large language models into the English or Chinese. That text is displayed to the staff on the opposite screen so that they understand the request. The staff can then speak back into the microphone, which is translated back to the customer in sign.
Now let's see how our display can help Michelle. So she first notices the agent signing "How may I help you?" in international sign during its idle mode. She approaches it and states that she's lost her passport in the trolley. This text translation is then shown onto the staff side in English or Chinese. The staff is able to understand her concern and responds verbally to say that she will now offer assistance and call for help. This is then translated back into sign language with the avatar, resulting in a quick and effective conversation. This means that our product has many benefits. Notably, there will be smoother communication because there is less language barriers. And then this can also have improved customer satisfaction and also increased reputation for the airport, as they will become leading pioneers in addressing hearing impaired experiences. Thirdly, the airport can reduce costs for hiring and training, as there is no need for a professional sign interpreter. As for the current staff, they will have more support in addressing customer inquiries, which can then boost their morale. And finally, we can empower the hearing impaired to travel more.
Now, moving on to a very easy and simple to understand business model. So we'll be using a subscription model for our devices. So it will be a monthly charge of $2,000 per device. And we want to put this at every single customer service desk throughout the airports. And there are a total of 11 customer service desks. So a total charge for the airport would be $22,000 per month, which is way less than hiring a person and training him. So we project that the revenue at the end of 2026 would be 2.64 million because we want to expand to other airports as well later on. So a market sizing is also pretty similar to what I've just mentioned. So the projected revenue would be the serviceable obtainable market by the end of 2026. And then we want to expand to other airports all around the world. So first we will start off with the APAC region, and then we'll expand to airports all over the world.
And we also find our possible competitors and do the analysis. For the traditional customer service desk and translation app, they have the lowest functionality and the lowest user experience. For the novel existing technologies, we also found Synapse and Arrow. Synapse is an app that have a powerful function to translate sign language into task, but some reports said that they have noticeable delay time and glitches that will lead to poor user experience. So for Arrow, it's an app that can connect that person to a real staff. Although it's a personalized service, it could only provide the function to communicate. So our target is to provide user with high functionality and high user experience.
So
here's our product go-to-market and growth strategy. We will divide our development into three stages. In the first stage, we will build and test our product AirLingo, complete our research and development, test core features with users. And then we will fully roll out at Hong Kong IA, deploy the solution across Hong Kong IA, and collect user feedback and improve our product furthermore. The third, we will promote AirLingo globally. We will contact other international airports to expand geographically.
So next is our product roadmap. This is more specific on our product. So we want to expand our offerings. We want to help people who face language incompatibility as well. So people who come into Hong Kong and don't know the local languages. So we can offer that offering as well later down the line. And we want to offer these devices not just at customer service desk, but also at check-in, TSA. These are also very important checkpoints that we believe. And we want to, at the end of the decade, we want to establish ourselves as the global standard for accessibility. So this is our team. We are diverse. We have different backgrounds. We all come from different technical, marketing, finance, all of that. So we believe we're the dream team, basically. So thank you so much. Before we end, we do have a website as well if you want to learn more about what the pain points are of our users. And thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Team AirLingo. Judges, do you have any questions?
Well, thank you. Well, I'm just imagining you're building up a kind of like a display panel in front of a customer service counter. So how much is the cost estimations in building such types of like a panel? Because if you said you were trying to enhance the user experience, that's important. Otherwise, like customer service provider could always like using app or using like iPad to do similar things instead of using that panel. So how much is the cost estimation?
So I think for the cost part, there's actually two parts. So first of all, the actual physical device, also the technology behind it. And we feel that the technology behind it would be taking up the most cost, how to research, how to actually build up a model that recognizes all of these sign languages in the airport context. So we believe that would be the most expensive part. The device overall, I would say the cost wouldn't be that much. We'll be able to recover it throughout the subscription fees throughout the years. But I would say an estimate would probably be, I would say around 10,000 for the, or less than 10,000 for the whole device. But internally, the technology would take up a bit of cost. But I can't give you an exact number right now, but it would probably be in the 10,000s, yeah.
Great idea. Thank you so much. I'm curious about you looking at the current competition, because you mentioned there does exist kind of this kind of signing, but it's kind of slow and buggy. Is it because it's like using the cloud, or is it you're going to be training more locally, airport? Like, how are you fixing that problem of the fact that there already is one out there that does kind of the same thing?
Well, first of all, for these existing technologies, they're only one way. So maybe either only sign to text or only text to sign, but we're combining it to do two-way. And also with the technological aspect.
The technological aspects. This sign apps and Arrow is just based on some region sign language, such as Hong Kong Sign Language, British Sign Language. But our AirLingo is based on international sign language and Hong Kong sign language. It's most focused on Hong Kong and more suitable for Hong Kong airport.
Yeah, and something to add is we Hong Kong people, we love saving time. We all love saving time, right? We don't want to be late for anything. So the current technologies are, I would say, pretty laggy, and it takes time. So for example, for Aira, right, you would have to go to the airport and then demand for a real-time translate, and it will connect you. So you'd require internet, and there's many technical things that'll go behind it, which will actually delay a lot of time. And for sign apps, actually, it's pretty similar as well. So we'd say overall, we're trying to save time and try to bring the best user experience to the user in the airport.
So this basically speaks Hong Kong Sign Language. So if you're using like British or like American or other sign languages, it might not work for them?
We currently have 3 options as a launching point. So Hong Kong Sign Language, International Sign Language, and American Sign Language.
Which covers most people.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so basically you can click a button on which sign language you're more familiar with, and you can communicate through that technology. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and that doesn't, you're saying there's no two-way sign language anything right now, like not even, okay.
Yes, they currently for sign apps, it's used at UK train stations to announce gate delays, but we believe that this would not work at the airport when there are a lot more airplanes. And also with these translations apps, they are not trained on, for example, airport procedural documents. So they may not be able to actually handle how to answer the question and understand the context.
Okay, great, thanks.
Did your research include a hearing impaired company or group of people, or?
Yeah, so we did do some interviews and research online about people who actually have hearing disabilities, and they have stated that sometimes when they ask for support, a staff would come with a wheelchair, but they believe that that kind of hinders their independence, and all they want to be able to do is actually maybe share what their inquiries are, but not be taken straight to the gate.
Just one question to add. I like the idea. Yeah, I think that's one of the pain points that this group of people and also our CS agent are facing. But I wonder, in future, will you also consider a self-help mode, maybe? Because now you're doing sign language to text and then text to sign language, two-way, just like it's two-way translation. But I think like those people, the group of people, they're like a self-help mode. So maybe by that, in a chatbot and riding on the AI technology, you can answer most of a majority of their questions. Of course, there's always can be a help button to connect to our agents if needed.
Definitely.
Thank you, Team AirLingo. Thank you. With that, we've completed all the presentations for today. So thank you, teams, and thank you, judges, for your hard work. So it's time now for judges' deliberation, and the organizers will move judges to a quiet area to discuss about the results. So for the teams, please move to your booths. And for an in-person audience, you will have a chance to vote for your favorite team with the token that you have. Please visit our project booths and place your wooden token into one of the team boxes. For our online audience, please stay online as we'll resume with the result in about 50 minutes. Thank you. Hi. Hello. Hello, all. In case you haven't casted your final votes, please do so now and vote for your favorite team. Thank you. Is it a 3D model?
Yeah, this one is.
Like we could just rotate, auto rotation. Woo. Yeah, I like that. What CAD model?
For Maple.
Cool. With the
Yeah, I think
3D.
this one.
老細吹喎。
有啲人翻埋位啦，跟住audience vote 嗰啲獎咧，就我哋之後再後補俾佢哋。
好。
因為
就冇，我要
我點樣 send 俾你？IG 俾你，我冇
Yeah.
WhatsApp。
Yeah, it's fine.
或者你自己
拉
係啦，你自己 take note 寫低。
我 Sippy 先應該係。
係啦。
講。
audience vote 係 Rover 同 Airlink 度。
All right, everyone, please take your seat. We're about to announce the results. Thank you. Thank you, judges, for your hard work deliberating the results. And may we invite Mr. John Gerard to come up on stage to share a few words with us. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you very much. As a hotelier for all my life, this is new stuff for me, aviation, and it's a learning curve every day. The more I'm in it, the more I learn. Today was a terrific event. I thought that being surrounded by so many obviously very intelligent and intellectual people is a fantastic thing to experience. The judging was tough because it was a very close call. I think you all should be judged top of the class. But unfortunately, there has to be a winner and a number two, and that's what we've managed to do. So thank you very much for inviting me. I look forward to coming again and being involved. And great to meet so many professors, people from learning institutes, which is great. And I hope that those of you who are visiting Hong Kong will come again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gerard. Thank you. Now, moving on to the results. So I'll first announce the audience vote. Our audience placed their votes earlier with the wooden tokens, and now the results are in. So maybe invite Professor Sodini to come up on stage and take a picture with the winning teams for the audience vote. Thank you, Professor. So for audience vote, the winning team is Wover and Aer Lingo. So please, the two teams come up on stage. It's a tie. So congratulations to both teams. Two teams together. Please come up. Thank you, both teams. Thank you, Professor. Now for the Judges Awards. I'll first announce the first runner-up. Tim Zippy. Congratulations. And judges, please come up to take a picture with the team. Thank you. Thank you, Team Sippy. And judges, please remain on stage. We'll announce the winner. So what's your guess on the winning team? Do you guys have any ideas? Okay, I need to check again. Team Glide. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Judges, please return to your seats. Thank you. So this event is coming to an end, and I would like to invite MIT Hong Kong Innovation Notes Executive Director Marina Chan to come up come up and for brief few remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Calvin. I believe we also have an honorable mention by for another team. I'd like to invite one of our judges, Jean Gerard, to come up and just mention this.
Right, honorable mention. But this was a tough one as well. Particularly for myself, the honorable mention team is very, very close to what we do every day. Michael Yang there and I, we manage wheelchairs. We do a lot of other things, but we also manage wheelchairs. It was a huge, huge business and a huge service delivery promise to the customer that comes through the airport. Everybody expects it to happen on time, every day, whenever it's required. Unfortunately, sometimes life is not like that. But do you want me to announce? You do. Gate Glide. Yeah, Gate Glide. Anything that helps us get wheelchairs from point A to point B automatically is a godsend. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. So first of all, huge congratulations to all the teams. I mean, the results are testament to the difficulty of choosing, the winners, runner-up, the audience vote. We had a tie for the very first time, and an honorable mention. And all of these projects are from different teams. So, kudos to all your hard work. Kelvin mentioned earlier at the beginning that this was a 12-day program, but effectively you only had 7 days of productive days to work on this. So this is amazing work, and your dedication really paid off. So first off, I hope those from MIT got a chance to experience something very unique in Hong Kong. And for our Hong Kong students, you had a chance to work with international peers and also work with peers from other schools within Hong Kong that you might otherwise not have a chance to interact with. So huge thanks for all your dedication. Also, a big thanks to all our wonderful judges. I'm sure it was fun, but also probably a little bit of struggle to decide. So thank you again to John. Huge thanks to Gigi and the airport for your support. Also to Trish and also Janice as well from the Airport Authority to really help us get this going. Jennifer, our MIT alumna, and Raymond as well, thank you again for your continued support for our programs. Last but not least, I want to say huge, deep gratitude to my team. We're operating under very lean conditions, and just want to say huge thanks to Nick. Woo. And Charlotte. So Charlotte's upstairs preparing a bubble tea for the students. Edward as well. Our wonderful MC, Kelvin, who was a former student alum of our previous programs. And our lovely TAs. We have Kitty. We have Calvin. We have Lucas. And we have Jesse. So thank you so much for all your help. Okay, so with this, again, thank you very much for coming. I know it's just before Chinese New Year, so we appreciate your time on this precious Saturday morning. 恭喜發財，新年快樂. Hope you guys have a really prosperous New Year of the Snake. Thank you, everybody.
This concludes the end of today's showcase. So thank you all for joining, and both online and offline. Feel free to mingle in this space, and and Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.